world keeps changing. Empires rise, empires fall. But one country refuses to fade: America. People have been waiting for it to collapse for 100 years. They said it after Vietnam, after 9/11, after every war, every crisis, every headline. Yet every time the smoke clears, the flag is still standing. Why? Because this story isn't about luck or politics. It's about land. The kind of land that makes power almost impossible to lose. You can't build that. You can't copy that. You either have it or you don't. So let's break this down. Why America isn't just a superpower, it's the final one. And why every other nation, no matter how loud it roars, is playing on harder mode. Because in this game, the map decides the winner, long before the war even begins. Everyone keeps asking one question: is America falling? You've heard it 100 times. The debt, the politics, the chaos. But history doesn't care about drama. It cares about land. And America's land was built differently. Every great empire had one thing: geography on its side. Rome had the Mediterranean. Britain had the seas. And the United States? It got everything in one package. 2 giant oceans to guard it. Rich soil to feed it. Deep rivers to move everything across it. And no real enemies next door. While other countries fight to survive, America was born in peace, protected by water, fed by rivers, and shielded by mountains. It's not luck, it's design. A natural fortress sitting in the middle of the richest land on Earth. That's why no one has ever conquered it, and no one ever will. But what makes this land so powerful? Let's open the map. To the east, the Atlantic. To the west, the Pacific. 2 oceans wider than any army could cross. They don't just protect America, they feed it. Every coast is filled with deep-water ports, natural harbors that make trade easy and cheap. New York, Boston, Seattle, Los Angeles. These cities didn't just appear. The land itself built them. Then there's the inside, the Mississippi River system. The greatest transport network ever created by nature. It connects 31 states, moving food, fuel, and steel like blood through a body. It's so smooth, so flat, that a barge can move a ton of cargo for almost nothing. Most countries dream of rivers like these. America has thousands of miles of them, all connected. And when those rivers meet the Gulf of Mexico, they open straight into the global trade routes. No mountains blocking, no frozen ports, just open access to the world. That's not just good geography, that's a permanent advantage. Because geography doesn't retire, it doesn't go bankrupt, it just keeps working. And that's where America's real story begins. Power doesn't start with money, it starts with food. Because hungry nations can't build anything. America grows more food than it can eat. From the cornfields of Iowa to the plains of Kansas, the land is flat, rich, and endless. It's why the Midwest is called the world's breadbasket. It doesn't just feed Americans, it feeds allies. That means in war or peace, the US can outlast anyone. No drought can starve it, no blockade can cut it off, no invasion can choke its supply lines. Add in oil from Texas, gas from Alaska, coal from Wyoming, and you get a nation that powers itself, literally. While other countries depend on imports, America can close its borders and still survive. That's a luxury almost no other nation has. Self-sufficiency is the greatest hidden weapon in history. It wins wars before they start, and it gives America something every empire dreams of: independence. That independence powers everything that comes next. Every empire meets its rival, but every rival has a weakness, carved by its own land. China's trapped behind the Pacific. Its coastline is boxed in by Japan, Taiwan, and the Philippines. 80% of its oil comes through one narrow line, the Strait of Malacca. Block it, and China goes dark. Russia? Too flat, too cold, too far from everything that matters. Invaders have marched to Moscow twice because there's nothing to stop them. Its ports freeze half the year. Its trade routes run through enemies. Europe looks rich, but it's a patchwork of borders, languages, and egos. It can't fight as one. It can't grow as one. Africa is massive, but its rivers drop too fast. Its coastlines are too smooth for natural harbors. It can't connect its own heart. Every power on Earth fights the same problem. Their geography limits them. They're strong in one area, but weak in another. But America isn't. It has no single choke point, no fatal flaw. That's what makes it different. That's what makes it dangerous, because geography decides who survives when the world burns. Land builds strength. People turn it into power. 50 states, one language, one currency. One market the size of a continent. A truck can drive from Miami to Seattle without showing a passport. A farmer in Nebraska can sell food to New York overnight. No customs, no barriers, no interruptions. That unity creates speed, and speed wins. Other nations are like tangled wires, slow, messy, full of short circuits. America's system is one clean circuit. Energy flows everywhere. Then there's the Navy. It's not just large, it's everywhere. Over 700 bases, covering every ocean like a global net. When trouble starts, the US doesn't need to go to war. It's already there. The dollar? Same story. It's not paper, it's control. Countries save in it, trade in it, owe debt in it. When the world panics, they run to it. That's why wars and crashes often make the dollar stronger, not weaker. And then, technology. The US doesn't just invent, it scales. From Silicon Valley to SpaceX, from Apple to AI, it keeps leading because it keeps attracting talent. Every dreamer, genius, or risk-taker who wants a shot at greatness ends up there. And every single one of them fuels the same machine, the system that never stops evolving. So even when it looks chaotic, under the noise, it's still building, still moving, still winning. And that's why the next chapter is inevitable. Empires fall for 3 reasons. They run out of food, unity, or safety. Rome spread too far. Britain ran out of colonies. The Soviets ran out of control. But America's geography prevents all 3. It doesn't need colonies. It has an entire continent. It doesn't need to expand. Its land already gives everything it needs. It can't be starved. It can't be invaded. And even when it fights itself, it rebuilds. That's why every "America is collapsing" headline eventually dies out, because even if it stumbles, it stands up faster than anyone else. You can't collapse a country whose foundation is rivers, oil, and oceans. You can't end a system that feeds itself and defends itself at the same time. Even in its darkest moments, the Great Depression, Civil War, 9/11, America didn't break. It adapted. It evolved. And that's what most people miss. Superpowers don't stay on top because they're perfect. They stay there because they can take a hit and still move forward. So when people say America's days are over, remember this: geography doesn't lose elections. Rivers don't quit. Oceans don't turn against you. The map that built the United States is still the same. The land still feeds, protects, and connects it. And that's what will keep it standing long after others fall. Because no matter how the world changes, as long as those 2 oceans guard it, as long as those rivers flow through it, and as long as those plains keep growing food for it, America will never truly fall. Not because it's flawless, but because it's built to survive. The land chose it, the map crowned it, and history will remember it. And that's why the United States of America might be the last superpower. If you enjoyed the video even a little, subscribe. This is Glor.